I'm bummed out. We're going to be pushing 1440p on this stream, but for whatever reason, it's not showing that on Twitch's end. It's configured for it. We have access to it, but it's not working. One minute. So it looks like the team that's not here is the team that did not respond to my DM. Frenchy. Oh wait, no. I've got Eclipse. I've got one. Looks like we got one player from each team, and that's it. Okay, so they got the DM because they got the lobby info. Where's the rest of their guys? Probably realized it's a 5-minute intro and then you guys talking. Oh shoot, I'm not paying attention. Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for your patience. We have Contender Finals here for Season 26. Jellyfish versus Kodiak Bears. And it looks like Kodiak Bears have played a grueling 7-game series to get to this point. I'm still K-Vox. This is still CarnageWolfBite. And how are you doing?
Doing good. Like I said, we were just having that conversation. Do you want to play a long series and come in hot, or you chill, making a 4-0-4-1 and getting a little bit of rest time? We're gonna see that here. And honestly, as you know, I like playing long term because I start off slow. But I hopefully that nobody comes in here and we see some silly mistakes, because that mental fatigue is gonna kick in because both teams have played a series. But again, one has played that game 7.
That's something I think about a lot. You see it on a lot of esports, a lot of fighting. You see it in Rocket League, fighting games, Valorant, the works. This is incredibly mentally taxing and also physically taxing when you get into the level of like your forearms, your wrists, your fingers, the muscles in your hands. And I think the chance to catch your breath a little before going straight in helps. I think Jellyfish weren't expecting this long of a wait, but if it had been a more reasonable wait, they would benefit from the chance to just breathe, decompress, hydrate, go over whatever happened in their last game, and go in with a fresher set of eyes. But, you're right. There is a trade-off here. Kodiak Bears have shown they can win. They've had a very long, tough series to win that in. Their muscles, figurative and literal, are fresh, are warmed up, are hot, but they might also be tired.
Most definitely. And for Vic, this is her chance to go 1 for 2, because I know the premiere did not go her way. So now she has 2 teams sitting in the finals tonight. And if she's not in this chat, she'll probably go back and look at it later and get on to me about cursing her if they do lose this one. But I mean, look at the Kodiak Bears. I'm gonna assume that they're gonna be pretty solid team. You don't get to the finals and not be good. You got to go through a lot of teams, and Contender was one of those tiers. Or they a few more teams, a lot more player pools. So like the teams were extremely tough, from what my Contender team told me.
It's a very interesting tier because, like you said, you get a lot of talent brackets. There's a large pool, and this is a very competitive tier. The champions from last season didn't even get this far. Cheese Pizza got knocked out in quarterfinals. So this is very much an anything can happen kind of tier, which makes me really look forward to the next several minutes, however many, of Rocket League.
Yeah, most definitely. And then, like I said, you got the fishes from the Tyrans of the Sea, the Jellyfish. Shout out to Neil in there. But and this is where it's almost like a repeat because that franchise also has very aggressive teams. So it just seems like all the big teams tonight have to play the most aggressive franchises that RSC has to give. But the only thing that could possibly change here is just the fact that it's not going to go Mach 10 speed and everybody's got crazy mechanics. It's gonna downplay just a little bit. But what I'm looking for both of these teams, listen, once you're mentally fatigued, can you play team ball? Because once you're mentally fatigued, that solo play goes right out the window.
And we're seeing that a lot. Team ball is very much coming back in vogue in all levels of this sport. You're seeing a lot more ball movement, a lot more coordinated multiplayer plays. You're seeing people pass the ball more. You're seeing them rely on each other more. And Dwarf Haven, the Longbeards' last matchup in Premier, showed that exquisitely. I'm very much interested in seeing what happens with both Jellyfish and Kodiak Bears here.
I do think we got everybody in here. Well, they wouldn't join if they weren't ready. So let's go
You never
ahead
know.
and
Some people autopilot.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do that. But we're gonna get them in here. We're gonna go get them to join up. It's been a long way. I know a lot of people in chat were waiting for them. Listen, you can't stop a game 7. But on one side, Europe has 1-2, Max is 1-1, and TT Star has 1-1. Kodiak has a lot of experience, just like the Longbeards. There's a lot of experience behind here. So again, will that play into their hands? Because Tyrants have 0 everything, no All-Star, no champions. They have nothing. They have nothing to really prove here, but everything to gain because there's no pressure. And kicking off early is going to be a long ball from Keso, knocking it down. And so far, they blocked the first shot, and that's a good sign for things to come.
Good sign, but how well can they keep it up? Keso and Sticks both having a hard time getting consistent contact with the ball and sticking with it. Snipes has an open look, redirects it straight in. That goal is wide open. The defender nowhere near able to save it, and that is just beautiful shot placement to get this early. 21 seconds in, already a goal on the board.
Already a goal on the board, and that's what I was talking about. Contender. Some like said people like to downplay it, but they have what it takes, and there's gonna be a deflection off the backboard, and early and fast up and getting to it. And both teams are not. It's not like there's just a free goal. These teams are gonna have to work for it here. And here comes Snipes looking for another one thrown into the corner to make it awkward. Case is gonna block this one down. Here comes Europe just to throw a little hand up. Stars waiting on the backboard. That's not where we want to be. Here comes a shot, but it's right towards them. And at this point in time, like I said, the Jellyfish have to convert those. Because right now, it does seem like the Kodiak's lagging behind a little bit on the offensive approach. But you make 2 or 3 saves, you start to gain momentum going towards the offensive half.
Something I'm seeing from Kodiak Bears is they seem to be having trouble staying with the ball. They're whiffing a lot. They are dropping the ball after an initial touch. No one's really following up on successful touches. That's part of why Jellyfish got such a good goal in so early on, and they're really going to have to tighten this up if they want to get in. I'm really seeing why it took them 7 games to finish the job in the last semifinal.
And this one, is actually going to be denied. 0 boost save here. Balls into the side. Don't have any boost. They're running low on fumes. And if only the Jellyfish knew that, they could have attacked them. The person that had the most boost was Keso at 15. And now they're going over again, but this time Keso has 100.
Has 100, goes up. Europe misses entirely. That was clearly meant to rise up and challenge that ball, but whiffs it, ends up doing a neutral backflip. We're seeing mostly grounded play from Kodiak too, and that's fine. This is not a game where you can't play if you stick to the ground, where ground play never works. But they seem very uncomfortable in the air, and even here, this goal is very earthbound. That's a long clear out. Sticks gets his bumper on it, passes it back to Keso, who goes up and bounces it off the goalkeeper, who is just in an awful position for any kind of save.
That was awful, but also that was a pretty good shot from Keso. Didn't flip into it, just kind of used his body. For Keso, just use his body there. So far, both teams are kind of playing their own style. One's playing ground. That's a double commit. That could be dangerous. If only Ohio can get there in time, gets a 50 up in the air. Yerder just got Goomba stopped and somehow got back to that ball. It is nothing but chaos because they're trying to get one on the shot. Other's trying to grab a boost, and the other one just wants the ball. And Jellyfish are now squeezed into this weird half. They're all on the backboard, and that would have been detrimental if the Kodiak Bears could just put that down to the ground when no one was even there.
They're having a very hard time coordinating follow-ups. They're having a hard time getting multiple players in the same quadrant of the field and in the same place to help each other out or to support each other if a pass goes badly, if a shot is stopped. They're also getting in each other's way rotationally. This is a long clear, goes straight to ohayo-gosaimas, plays off the wall. Player goes up for it, attacker goes up for it, Snipes gets a bit of a teammate collision there, ball's cleared, Keso's waiting for it, he has a long look, shoots it, that's weak, dribbled into the air, easily saved, and this is what we're talking about with Kodiak having a hard time with that mutual team support. They're often awkwardly waiting for the second touch, or nobody is really in a good position to go for it because they're too far away.
Too far away, and Keso will get a big bang here. Spaceball is going to try to follow it with a little boosty that actually gets right on top of his hood, looking for a bump, chases Keso, but nobody can follow. And now it seems like both teams are getting a little bit disconnected here. One-on-one, ohayo-gosaimas tries to get out and cannot get away, but is saved by his teammate. A fake on one, a whip on the second, ball's knocked over, and now this is where they're getting into that. I think both teams are kind of feeling a little bit of fatigue here. They're playing boomer ball, K-Vox, after the first 2 minutes. They're all playing pretty good team ball.
Yeah, lots of long booms, lots of long clears. You see Europe send the ball towards the wall. Might have been an attempted infield pass, but nobody was around to catch it, to receive it. Keso plays it off the wall. He tries a second touch, not able to get in, far too wide. Snipes challenges, loses the ball, sticks, drops it down. No one's there to follow up. Yipes has to abandon the play. Keso circles back, goes for the big boost, misses it. Europe goes for it, misses it too. And from Kodiak, we're seeing a lot of problem with field navigation, with navigating the pitch, hitting the boost pads, getting in good positions to stop shots, to pass to each other, to intercept the shooting lanes for Jellyfish. They're just having a really hard time doing it. Look at this. That could have and should have gone in, but Pixel's off.
Pixel's off. Like I said, just disconnect. It seems like they have the ideal. The second man isn't trusting another. Lucky that it was overtime because it's like there's going to be a free ball there. But it's like both teams are now starting to be disconnected. First and third men seem to kind of be on the same page. The second man not trusting that they just need to follow the ball. And it comes down to one of those, you either trust that they miss it or you trust that you can get the read on them, but never let the ball bounce for free. Ball knocked into the half. Blue is trying to get as much as they can. Star's got to hold on with 0 boost. Loses the ball, but now they have Snipes. Snipes gets beat here. Can they control the ball? Here comes the ohayo-gosaimas. Ball is 50'd all the way across. Here comes a bounce pass up into the air and shot towards him. A fake here. Here comes Snipes. Pops around one. Looking for the air dribble. Looking for the dunk dribble. Can't get it. That would have been an exclamation mark for game number 1, but we keep going.
Fantastic save from Keso there. We're seeing some better pitch awareness there, better control over the car and the ball. Europe tries to drive it through traffic, sends it in. That is cleared long. Keso steals boost, goes for it, bounces it off one. It's turned into a shot that is far too far wide. That goes down for Sticks, who has no boost. Tries to carry it along the wall, can't get it by the defense. Sent into the corner. That's going up. That's going up for Keso. Ohayo-gosaimas beats it there. That is sent down to Europe. Europe goes up on no boots, manages to get a bumper on it. Keso advances the ball. That is not going to go into the defensive third. No! That could have and maybe should have gone in. That lands at an awkward angle and no one's able to score off it. And you're seeing the pressure of overtime affect both teams here.
That was one of the ones where the post literally broke everybody's ankle because that's not a bounce that you would normally see. I do believe that's gonna be that one's gonna hurt, and that one might just change the entire team. Snipes puts Europe has no choice but to try to get there as fast as possible. Flipped and ran right into it. That is why most teams say don't flip. If you're gonna do it, get to the side. But a Jellyfish, I'm gonna say he stole that one because we probably should have kept going for at least let's say at least another 30 seconds because they were closing down. But for what it's worth, that was a lot of pressure from the Jellyfish to reverse it on them.
If I'm Kodiak Bears, I'm having a quick team chat to talk to Europe to really get more mentally into this game because he's been extremely quiet across the board and his only real contribution has been 2 shots. He's had a hard time getting consistent contact with the ball and keeps finding himself in questionable positions on the pitch. I really think that what we were just talking about is in play. Kodiak Bears just had a very long, very hard series, and they're playing tired. The mental stack is burning out. Their hands might be tired. Their execution is lagging. And that is the kind of thing that happens when you jump straight into the finals.
Most definitely. And I also think Kodiak didn't have a bad approach to the game. It's just it's just, beating a dead horse here. Like you said, they just weren't following each other's shots. I think if they just get a little bit closer, more so the first and second man, third man, keep doing what they're doing, they probably could have ran away with that game. And Jellyfish, like they were completely controlling the air. So the Kodiak Bears need to just do what you do best. Keep it on the ground. There is no shame with playing the ground game. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, but because Kodiak Bears has a literally 2-dimensional approach where they're mostly staying on the ground, ground control is very good. You can't just abandon the ground and go straight to the air, but that also means Jellyfish know when things are coming. And that makes it very hard to create the kind of positional mismatches you need for effective shots at any serious level of Rocket League.
It's going to be early, tipped away. Here comes a shot way high on that one. Keso's got to control it here. Snipes waiting for it, gets it. Stars got to control the ball here, knocks it right back to the corner. It might be a free shot here. Europe can't get to it. Gonna be an open net of ohayo-gosaimas. And Jellyfish take a quick 21-second lead here.
Yeah, and Europe, this is what we were talking about. The consistent contact, because he goes forward to challenge it, and if his contact is better, he manages to clear that away, but he ends up creating an open net through over-challenging it, missing under it, and no one is backing him up as third man in case he misses. You need those contingencies. You can trust your teammates, but you have to be ready in case things don't go the way your teammate planned.
I also think it's coming down to a boost challenging. It's more so Europe got caught twice. The first goal in overtime. And then this one, he didn't have any boost because it's more so like any time that they're rotating, somebody's grabbing a corner boost when all they have to really do is probably grab 2 pads and turn. They're half 70, but they're going for the 100. Keso puts it around 1. Going to be a free here, and there's Europe. He's awake now. He's got a goal. And hopefully this is the momentum that Kodiak needs to get all 3 in sync again.
That's their hope, and that is brilliantly played off the wall. What you see also is Snipes tries to rotate back in on the play a little too late, realizes the position that he left the ball in, left the net in. See an awkward, inconclusive kickoff. Ohayo-gosaimas circling back, realizes he has the lane, goes for it! There's no third man, and Stixer says, thank you very much. Don't mind if I do. Here we go, open net, I'll take it.
Open net, indeed, the calculated goal explosion that might tilt a little bit. Nobody likes to see that one, but it's more so that's what we're saying. If they just follow each other's shot, yes, 2 of them missed it, but then the third man was able to go get it because after that, everybody's moving for the first or second shot. But now Jellyfish trying to close him down again, keeps the ball close. Here comes the 1-on-1, gets the 50 high into the air, looking for a bump. Trying to be annoying in the net. Keso put it off the backboard. Europe got to be careful, but gets a demo on Snipes. 1-on-1. Demo for another man. This is all just ohayo-gosaimas. They can control the ball here. Snipes gets dunked. This might go straight to the top 90, but Spaceballs is going to control it.
Yeah, and worthy of Mel Brooks, that one. Ohayo-gosaimas carries it upwards. Sticks clears it away. That is going straight to another attacker who also gets it off the bar. Spaceballs was expecting the ball to drop. Goes for it. Ohayo-gosaimas finishes the job. Sayonara to that one. Snipes plays it off, and you actually see the defenders clear, send the ball straight to ohayo-gosaimas, and that is the problem. You have to make sure you stay in enough control of the ball that you're not just overpassing to the next attacker.
Yeah, both teams are picking apart the other team by, like I said, making them give some mistakes. This one's free, and ohayo-gosaimas puts up a hand that might have just thrown TTV on just a little bit there. And now he's going to carry the ball, get down to the side, start trying to hold off. Ball is now put down. And now it's getting to the point you can kind of see the fatigue of Kodiak. Most people would tell you just keep following the ball, regardless if somebody puts their hand up. Europe off the corner. Here goes Star flicks one. Can it be? No, it's a double commit. It should be free for Keso. No, they blocked away. What a recovery. And so far, the defense is standing tall, but they have to stand a little bit taller. Keso gets dunked for his efforts. This could be a free shot unless Star has anything to say about it. Knocked right back down to an orange player who backflipped or my bad. We have K-flip here. They K-flip that one. You're putting up the sidewall. Ball is up. Here comes Keso to put it down. And no, that is one of those balls that we were talking about. They have to be consistent on the touches. I'm pretty sure Keso would have put it on frame. Even if it would have hit the bar, it would have did something for the Jellyfish and made him scramble.
We're seeing a few dangerous positioning habits for Jellyfish here. Lots of centered balls that are landing in playable territory for Kodiak, and lots of Jellyfish rotating back in on their own plays or physically obstructing each other. There haven't been many teammate bumps yet, but you'll see a lot of points where they're rotating back in the direction that the play just came from, or they have to actually move out of the way, or they're awkwardly turning away instead of using their current positioning to contribute to the play. We're seeing a lot of spacing issues that Kodiak Bears have a lot of opportunities to capitalize on. Took me a second to find the word. Terribly sorry. I slept for 16 hours straight today.
No worries. It seems like it's one of those things like teams want to play fast, but there's a very specific way to play, and this one might be a punish. No, this one's actually knocked away. Europe, we're looking for the double note. Got to follow by Keso. Gonna bang one straight to the back wall. Knocked away by Snipes, who's been actually cleaning it up pretty well, and there's a double commit. But this is what I'm talking about. Teams want to play fast, but there's a certain way to play. Again, if you have really good mechanics, you can play a little bit more ball side. You can cut it a little bit faster. But right now, it just seems that everybody's getting each other's way, and eventually somebody's going to get punished for it. And they almost got punished right here for it.
Yeah, you actually saw that Styx was in his teammate's way there and had to move out of the way, which created a dangerous shooting opportunity. Almost got converted into a goal. You can't get them all in Rocket League, but that was a very bad position for him to put his team in, especially when we're seeing them playing so low on boost. There was a moment there where every single player on Kodiak Bears had no boost or close to no boost. Styx goes for it. He's following up with Keso. Stays in a supportive role, shadows the ball, waits for it to go down. He catches it on his hood, flicks it towards the wall. He's sending that down for Europe. Can Europe make something happen? No! That goes wide. We are likely seeing the second overtime in a row. 0 seconds down. And Kodiak Bears, last series, from what we're hearing, played a lot of overtime. So you would expect them to be a bit more comfortable in this territory. But again, fatigue plays a role.
But he's going to play a role, and so far they're just going to be... Keso just missed out when Europe has got to get a touch. That's going to be really dangerous, but Keso cuts it out. Jellyfish is going to pick it up for free. Can Snipes use some mechanics here? Air dribble, got the rotation, got the dribble, gets knocked away by Star, and that's twice Snipes has went for it. Has not put it in. 2 overtimes in a row. Keso is going to knock it away for nobody, but Star's going to turn. Europe is going to turn, and this is what I mean. They're trying to play fast. They're trying to play a little bit more uncontrolled right now, and now they got everybody in that half, but Orange is now slow to get out, and both teams are finding it a little bit difficult to find their footing in this one.
They're playing very well at keeping each other from getting comfortable. Spaceball's waiting for the ball there. You usually don't want to be in a position on the pitch where you are just sitting there waiting for the ball to arrive. You want to be going ahead. You want to be aggressively pursuing it. You want to be active in the play, not passive. Worked out for Spaceballs there, but a bad position for Jellyfish. An own goal, too. That we have to see that again, because I am not sure how from that position you end up circling in and Snipes just knocks it in. That ball was no threat until Snipes hit it into the corner. I have to imagine that was an unlucky angle and he was trying to clear it across goal mouth, which is frankly why you don't want to do that generally.
I think from Snipes' position, again, like I said, this is just the game got so fast. Snipes probably rushed that one. Looking at him when he's coming through it, he actually had time just to kind of land and get around it. But he's trying to rush it and hit it. And even if he was going to hit it, Keso was already staring down the barrel, going to take a second shot because that was going to go right to him. So it was almost like a catch-22 for him. But again, the Jellyfish They got one for free and then they give one right back. So now we're playing basically a best of 5. They're slowly but surely, we're looking like we might go for 7 games here, K-Vox.
It could. And as a Rocket League lover, I'm always happy for more Rocket League. I think this might sound counterintuitive, but Jellyfish maybe needs to slow down their play a bit because I believe you were onto something there. I think a lot of that was that Snipes was rushing. He was trying to play too fast. He was trying to get on the ball too fast. Didn't calculate where his teammates were or the angle the ball was going to leave at because that was a wide shot that had no threat for the goal. And it goes straight in when it would have been fine if Snipes carried it in a more controlled manner or didn't immediately try to clear it away. But, of course, a lot of Rocket League left to play. We'll see how they adjust.
See how they just Snipes those are right into it. That's going to be a little bit dangerous. It's going to be a free ball, but nope. Ohio's going to beat them just to hold on just a little bit longer. Spaceball speeding up. Ohio deletes one for his efforts. Here comes Snipes. Infield pass. Keso pops up. Can't find Europe. You're going to have to go for a double here. Gets the double. Snipes completely catches the ball looking for a flick. Can he get around one? Gets around one. It's going to be an open net after a demo. A lot of confusion there. And this is what I meant. They try to rotate too fast. Stars try to turn right when the flip is going. If you got a teammate that's going to challenge that flip, you have to keep running back and just trust that they either get the ball or you got the save locked down.
That's where he was. So at that camera angle, it's a little hard to see what went wrong with that save attempt, but that's also why you want to keep control of your boost. Because I think if Europe has a good amount of boost there, he's able to clear it away. He looked like he was in a good position for it on the pitch. So kind of unclear what happened there, what went wrong. But the thing in Rocket League is sometimes your opponent gets one. It's not realistic to expect a shutout every time. You need to dust yourself off and get back on and go for it again with the next kickoff and just keep playing. Keso challenges it. He doesn't want that open shooting lane down the middle. Knocks it away. Snipes tries to send it down. No one able to get to it. Spaceballs is looking for it. That goes straight over him, though. Back down to Ohio. Spaceball's going for it. Snipes going for it. Snipes misses it. Carries it up the wall. Goes to chase it. That's going straight to Keso. Keso's to carry it into dangerous position. That's centered. Ohio clears it.
Cleared away. It's going to be a ball bang right back at Keso. Now it's kind of going back into that premier race. Kept banging the ball right at a different player on another team. Snipes going up, going for another air dribble. Eventually, he's going to get one of these. Okay, but I can just feel it. He beats out TTV. Didn't even see it. Keso now has a one-on-one, one-on-two. Can he get a good pass or a good shot? Keso will be denied here. Snipes gets demo, puts it in a dangerous position. And now they're all in one quadrant of the area, but so is the blue half. But Keso's going to stretch out and get it from Europe.
Interesting positioning there because the defender was in a good place to stop that. Keso goes for it here, and you can actually see the big thing was just no boost and that Keso was a little too close to them. So it looks savable from the defender's position, but I can see why it was so hard to go up for that. That's another thing where boost management is very important and why every coach basically drills you on boost management, boost management, boost management.
Moose measure. Now you got to be careful. This is one of those dangerous ones that you see all the time. You got to dribble back to your half without losing it. But what a beautiful 50. We got somebody waiting for boost. Demoed for waiting for a boost. Now it's going to be a counter, but Keso puts up a hand. Respawn, choose your spawn, gets to the ball. Now just trying to be a harasser here. Gets the ball around one. Makes them pop it up. Somebody's up already. It's going to be a double commit. You're got to put it down. Keso bailed out just in time to get back to it. And that's actually very good card control that you don't see too much from the contender tier where you go up and you bail out fast enough to get back into the play.
Keso is also playing much more physically, as are the rest of Kodiak Bears, fitting for their name. You saw a demo there that cleared out a defender, and they're also playing more comfortably in the air. We called that out the first couple games, that they were mostly staying very all 4 tires on the ground. They were staying very bound to the pitch. Now they're starting to vary the altitude a little, which is changing eye levels for Jellyfish. Camps out on the boost pad. Yerp's challenging it. Sends it down to Sticks. Sticks not quite able to get it. He circles around, dribbles it down pitch, tries to angle for the shot, not able to get to it. Gets a defender though. Demos ohayo-gosaimas. Gosaimas respawns. Waits for the ball, waits for Keso, circles back away. That could have been a shot, but the angle's all wrong. Europe challenges it, chases it, gets lagged away from it, goes up for it. Ohio's looking for it, gets the full boost. And right now, what we're seeing is the attempt to transition quickly into the defensive third for Kodiak Bears. Ohio-gosaimas positions, tries to flick, tries to do a bit of an air carry, not able to get to it, and a teammate bump in defensive third for Jellyfish. That's not very good for their formation.
Not good indeed. And now we see both teams getting a little bit more physical. I don't, the point in time where I believe it was Ohio-gosaimas waiting for a boost. TTV went over there, pushed him out of the way to grab the boost, then demoed him, and then demoed him again, and then Ohio came back and demoed. So both teams are getting extremely physical. It might even get a little bit personal here, but now they're forcing them. They got to be a little bit control here. Tries to pump it around one, gets it around the other. Spaceballs might be in trouble here if somebody gets this ball in first. Double commits are coming from everywhere, and at this point, it's more so they're trying to play to try to just dominate this game, but they're going too fast. You need to pump the brakes. Ohio-gosaimas does pump the brakes and carries it home. Nobody was even there.
I love that display of control and pitch awareness there, because Ohio-gosaimas sees both defenders overextend and push too far forward. You see Keso actually doubling back and racing straight towards goal. And if your car is facing directly down the goal mouth like that, that's actually a very bad position for a defender to be in. Ohio-gosaimas knows how much room he has there, and it's very easy for him to carry the ball in from there.
And this is going to be a great pass play, but a better save. And now, Snipes, how do you even understand that ball's going straight to the 90 at this point? Now you're telling Europe he's got to smash that ball, a double commit, and a demo for his efforts. They're looking to put an exclamation mark on his game. Another double commit. They got Kodiak confused. And the Jellyfish stingers, the poison might be seeping into their mind there, K-Vox, because there's just a whole lot of double commits after that amazing save from Snipes.
Kodiak Bears are definitely overcommitting, and we're seeing a lot of plays where nobody has any boost, or two cars don't have boost, or everyone's below half boost. I know I harp on boost a lot, but the less boost you have, the less you can do. There's plenty of zero boost plays you can do. There's plenty of ways to stay in the game if you're low on or out of boost, but Kodiak Bears are showing much worse management of that resource, as well as the ability to efficiently get boost back, to get on the goal pad, to gather things up, and maybe also to select what boost pads you go for. Because I feel like we saw a lot of them just camping out on the big boosts for the full charge when they could have gotten just as much from efficient pathing on the small pads.
Indeed, but like I said, it's just one of those, you can't really coach them now. It's kind of too late, but they're all kind of boosting around on the field. But I do believe Keso and Snipes have that type of ability to, they can do that. And they always somehow still have boost. Now, the others, on the other hand, they're going to be a little bit careful here, because it always seems like when the double commits happen, it's not really Keso or Snipes. It's the other four on the pitch, unless it's on the attacking half. Then sometimes it's a triple commit, but now Snipes has the ball, pops over one. They don't know he doesn't have boost. Europe tries to control it here, knocks straight down. This is dangerous from higher, because Imas can't even get the bump either. Clear backboard here. And honestly, Jellyfish, I have to be impressed right now. Their backboard clearances are superb, because there's always one there, or there's one always comfortable enough to go up. Because if you're letting them hit that backboard, you're bound to make a misread off of that.
And what we're also seeing is good placement of their cars, choosing where to rotate so they don't get in each other's way, but Styx draws first blood, eager to wash the taste of the last defeat out of their mouths. Europe clears it, sends it back off the bar to Styx, and you see actually a double commit in goal. Both of the defenders there for Jellyfish are obstructing each other, and neither get a good look at that ball.
Yeah, that was actually a very nasty cut from Europe. I was thinking shot himself. This man completely killed the ball. And now it might be a second one. Oh, Europe accidentally demoed a player who's trying to actually just get into the play. Stars are going up. Ohio's going to try to meet him. That's a quarter down. That's an infield pass. Nobody believed in that one. That was going to be another free goal. Now the ball waiting. Here comes Star. Everybody converging except Spaceballs and Star, who are now on the other end. Ball's knocked away. Europe and Snipes are bouncing off of each other in the side. It's complete chaos right now, K-Vox.
Six getting another demo too, tries to carry the ball up. That's a little too far away from him. He gets his bumper on it. That is in Jellyfish territory, goes over every defender, gets pinched back. Keso sends it back to Yerp. That's going in, that's long, that's cleared. Ohayo-gosaimas. Yerp's bounced off the play, but there comes Sticks. Sticks sends it up. Spaceballs misses it, not able to get there. Back passes it, that could have been bad. That could have been another goal, but manages to clear it away.
Managed to clear it, but they're not out of danger yet. Actually, they might get out if someone can just turn on it, and it does. Ohio will get them out with a nice 50. Nothing neutral. Everything's in the neutral zone right now, but talk about being dangerous. I know in football, or as some people call it soccer, you never want to pass to the middle of the net. And that was one of them. You're trying to put another one on, and at this point, Europe is either getting blocked or he's just slightly missing it. But I'm going to say, if he starts hitting these shots, they're going to end this series just as fast as the beginning. And so far, Jellyfish only have one shot, and Kodiak only has 3. But the thing is, Jellyfish is known for high volume shots. And right now, they're not showing that offensive approach.
What we're seeing from Kodiak is what you were just saying, too. They're doing a lot of dangerous passing along net towards goal, and that is absolutely creating opportunities for Jellyfish to score. Snipes goes for the ball, can't quite get a touch on it. He awkwardly escorts it down. That's sent up. Spaceball circles around for it, waits to see what Kodiak are gonna do. You've got 2 defenders in each other's way, barely avoiding the goal. Yerp positions the ball badly, chases after it. He gets Ohayo-gosaimas out of the way. That's going down the middle. Too wide.
Too wide indeed, and now the ball is knocked away. They're gonna have a counter on the other side, but Snipes is gonna just completely demolish that. Keso's gotta be careful here. Snipes was going to try a second time. Spaceball, a little bit awkward. Tap down, pass, gonna go straight to Ohio. Makes everybody awkward, but that one for Sticks is gonna be too easy. Europe puts it off the corner. No one's gonna be able to challenge except Spaceball now, who had to cut off. And Jellyfish they're constantly ball side rotating, which means they're running very close to running into somebody right there. Can't see through the smoke screen. Gotta be careful. Snipes gets around one. Europe gets pinched. That's gonna go straight to the other half. Stitch might be in trouble here. This might be a free shot from ohayo-gosaimas. 1-1. Looking for the boost. You need to go for the ball. Now it's in your net.
Yeah, Sticks goes up for it, loses all his boost on it. There's no one in backfield. There's no one there to back Sticks up, because what you really want there is for there to be a defender on each side, especially towards back post relative to the ball. That could have been an easy save if anyone was there helping Sticks out, and now they have to find a way to break this tie. And they're still doing that dangerous method of clearing the ball directly parallel to the goal mouth. They need to stop doing that because Jellyfish are able to capitalize.
Able to capitalize, and there's a double commit. Can they get a free one? No, Yerper's got to keep it closer if he wants to do much with it. That just helped everybody reset. Now the ball is going back in. He ball side rotation. You got to be careful. You got all 3 of them in. If someone gets demoed for their efforts, this should be a goal, but luckily the ball floats so long in the air, gives Sticks time to recover. And at this point, there's not much we can say except they gotta clean it up. Both sides need to have a talking to after this, especially since we're looking at another overtime. That was a free shot. Now Sticks is gonna get up. Snipes is already up, so Sticks is just gonna bail out here, get a bump on one. Keso going for the flick, gets it over one, could skip past another. Snipes almost gave one for free here. Sticks again going back at him. Ball's up, tips it back to the middle. Gonna be a free shot blocked away. And now we're starting to see the Kodiak close the gap again. Keso off the side, no, leaves for Sticks, off the backboard, second shot thrown off in the air. Keso's got to put it down into the net, cannot do so, but here comes Sticks, can't put it in. Europe trying to keep it out, and Jellyfish barely get out of that one.
I don't think so. I think your shot placement was bad, and what you're seeing there was a lot of high volume touches with little accuracy or power behind them. And don't confuse quality of shots with quantity of shots. You can keep sending the ball down towards the net all you want, but if there's no real dividing power on it, if there's no real calculation, just like that, Sticks takes advantage of 2 defenders stuck in corner and 1 in the wrong place to just gently knock it in and tie up the series. And what was I saying? Kodiak Bears seem more comfortable in overtime thus far.
And this would make, I'm pretty sure this is 4 straight overtimes, right? I think this they've gone 4 for 4 right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would also put Kodiak at, I believe, 6 straight overtimes. So maybe that's the strat. Take him to overtime. We do this all the time, and then just get one. Because if you go back to, if Europe doesn't own goal on the first one, we're actually looking at probably getting match point. But right now it's 2-2. And if I'm both teams, we got to clean up the regulation. We're leaving too much on the pitch in regulations, too many goals. That some of these are phenomenal saves. Do not get me wrong, but some of those is they're kind of just laying in the net, or we're just not close enough because we're doing some very odd things on our rotations.
Yeah, we've been seeing from both teams a lot of double commits, a lot of dangerous clearances that put the ball in playing position for the other team. And Snipes especially has to be careful because Snipes has been putting the ball in very awkward spots near or even in net. We can't forget that an entire overtime hinged on him shooting a ball from his own corner into his own net. So we're seeing some trouble with everybody filing in. Everyone's kind of going in and out, in and out. Now we've got the connections sorted out. We've got the next game coming in, Game 5, and already looking to be a good one. Ohayo-gosaimas gets the better of the kickoff, clears it down pitch, searching for a teammate. Keso sends it along. That's looking back towards Jellyfish. Spaceballs chases it. It goes over him. Goes into midfield. Cleared away. That looks like an open shot. Sticks clears it away. Spaceballs challenging it. It goes over him. It does not go over Snipes, who gets the save. Keso tries to keep it in play.
Keeps it in play, and so far, shout out to, I believe it's Snipes, who has an old EU or EU United decal. You don't see too many old decals. I'm pretty sure that was 2001 or 2021.
2001.
That's gonna be a dunk right off their head, and here comes ohayo-gosaimas, but nobody's following. Jellyfish are gonna get, at one point at a time, Jellyfish got to get a little bit smart about that. Even if you got 0 boost, just kind of drive down the middle and just follow that, because that was actually free. Europe just stole 100. Now on the backboard, bumps down Ohayo, so he can't do anything. Jellyfish only has 1 man with 100. Doesn't matter because Keso misses it. Ohayo might get demo for his efforts and does so. Just going to be a free bang on target. No. Europe's going to make it awkward. Snipes again up very early. I'm going to be impressed here if Snipes can keep that up, because I haven't seen him miss it once. Now it's going to be a shot, a free ball. And Jellyfish felt the pressure, and I don't understand why he was up a little bit faster, maybe a little bit awkward for Ohayo, and didn't even get his car around it enough to even make a difference there.
It's very hard to get enough momentum to clear the ball away with any real power when you're that close to the play and when you've got attackers that close to you. Sticks had a very good look at it and a great way to get the ball under Ohayo. And again, nobody was really in position to support Ohayo. And what I'm interested in is the psychological toll on Jellyfish. They were extremely in control of this first half of the match or so. Spaceballs managed to get them back in it with a strong play, and they've dropped 2 games consistently, is what I was going to say before Spaceballs equalized. So if I'm Jellyfish, I need to make sure all 3 of us are staying mentally in the game.
Yeah, gotta stay mentally locked in. That was a heads-up play to keep following it. And yes, Chad, that was a flip reset, and so they can do that in Contender now. So let's be careful, because that might be what it comes down to. That will separate one of these teams from everybody. So far, we've seen some mechanics. We haven't really seen the double taps really. Ball's gonna be up. No one's there. Spaceball jumps. Think somebody was, and that was a little bit of a scramble. Case is gonna put it up. It's gonna be a far out. Ball is gonna be bumped away here. This is the awkward we're talking about here. Oh, this is just awkward. Snipes tried to free jump it and just didn't get the good read because Spaceball never actually had it. And now Blue is a little bit awkward. Keso put it right in front of his net, and that's gonna go into the net. Speaking of being dangerous, Keso just got absolutely yoinked here because I guess they were just hoping Snipes made that touch, and Snipes actually just lost complete control of it. Whether you call that luck or skill, that's why you always follow the ball.
Yeah, and what you saw there was Yerps misses the ball when he tries to clear it away, which creates the shooting lane for Ohayo-gosaimas to follow up. And Ohayo doing a very good job of staying close to the play, too, because he was able to get that shot knocked in after the initial attack from his teammate didn't work out. Keso reverses his position. He's searching for the ball. Europe sends it on. He's forced to double back on the play. Goes high. Spaceball looking for it. Can't get to it. Europe with a measure of redemption to equalize yet again.
And this is just like two heavyweights in a boxing match slugging each other one round after another, neither backing down, but neither falling either. And eventually, like I said, we're going to get to a game 7 or a game 6 where the game is going to end. But right now, they're going back and forth, and they're actually on pace to probably make it a 4-goal lead or a 4-4 here. Demo on the backside. Going to be free. Doesn't have enough boost to get to it or enough to even stay in the play. Now Snipes getting beat here by Sticks. Space gonna throw it back down. That's a little bit of an interesting chance right there. Europe up already, trying to see if he can get back to it. That's a miss. This could be punishment here. Demo for his efforts. Europe is gone. Back to the wasteland junkyard. Ball's back in the middle for another midfield battle.
Gosaimas goes for it. Spaceballs has it up. Two defenders go up for it. Is anyone coming down for it? Snipe tries to play it. All three defenders are present in front of it. They manage to clear the ball away. Europe's with a midfield air collision. Clears a defender out of Keso's path. Keso sends it along the wall. Ohio clears it down. That is gotten to by Sticks. Snipes reaches up for it. It's going along. There's two defenders in the way. Keeping this penned in to the defensive third for Jellyfish. Ohio gets it over one. Can't get it by two. That would have been off the bar anyway, but not quite able to make anything happen. Ohio-gosaimas finishes Snipe's touch.
Thank you very much. What a pinch off it, and just to follow it all the way. Keso got caught, only 12 boosts, and now this is where they gotta play calm. They usually get punished because they start to panic on defense. Jellyfish just has to send one after another. Snipes has 100. Beats Sticks. Can actually go for it again. Gets around one. This could be a free goal here. This might be the biggest lead of the night. 4-2. Snipes is just going to walk this one in.
Every single car on Kodiak just pressed too far up. None of them had any boost except Keso, who was already in the attacking corner for Jellyfish. That was just a total abandonment of rotations and defensive responsibilities there. They were so eager to create a lead, to get an equalizer, and nobody even considered that open backfield.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones that is a little bit, is always weird. Do you throw it at, so you throw everything forward when you instantly go down, or do you wait till, the 30-second scramble starts to happen? But now you got to get two, and it's not going to look likely on something goes here. Here comes a tip. Okay, so they got a one, they got a two, dude. Oh, they couldn't get all three people, and we were looking at a team play of the night. Sticks got to get something going. Gets around one. Gosaimas is going to try to meet him. Gets around two. Europe gets a dunk. That's going to be up for Sticks. Sticks needs to show some mechanics here and get the ball into the net. Gets around one, but Snipes is going to read that one. What a heads-up play. And the Jellyfish are going to most likely win this with the biggest lead and the first non-overtime win. And K-Vox, this does not look good for the Kodiak Bears.
Jellyfish are on match point now. The next game could send everyone home. Jellyfish could come back with the contender trophy. And that was all on that one desperate attempt to equalize at 3-all that led to the team going up, because Kodiak Bears completely abandoned defense. Nobody was in a position to even try to rotate back and contest Ohio-gosaimas' shot. That was the decisive play of the entirety of Game 5, in my opinion. And I think Kodiak Bears needs to take a moment, catch their breath, and play a lot more carefully and conservatively going into this next game, because this could be where it all ends.
This is definitely where a lot of dreams, from the highest of highs in the RLCS to the lowest of lows in ranked, where Neo Tokyo has broken a lot of people. Keso not readying up. That means he's giving his team a pep talk. They got to get this down. They have to also confirm their lead. They've always gotten the lead and somehow gave it right back up. And eventually they are going to have to do it themselves. They're going to have to get 2-0 or 3-1 or 4. They're going to have to get 2 goals just to assert some dominance here. This is a new game, but I always say Game 6 is somehow more dangerous and more like pressure-wise in Game 7. Game 7 is a winner, go home. Game 6 is literally your back's against the wall, and one mistake will just end it here.
Right now, Europe gets control off kickoff, steals the big boost, can't get a follow-up touch on it though. Snipes with the long clear, 2 defenders, both miss it. That's open. Europe gets there on time. Not credited with the save, but in that case, I consider it one. What a save. Snipes centers it dangerously, but it bounces off the backboard. Sent back to Keso. Snipes chasing it. Can he reach it off the wall? No, he can't. That's going into neutral territory. Sticks threatens it. Oh, ohayo-gosaimas misses it.
And that one was a little bit awkward. Ohayo was rotating, and this is where he said, be careful. It got caught on the post. And I don't think he was looking for an instant shot. And sometimes that's the best one, shooting it right off the thing. And at this point, like, you just got to give it up to him, catching me sleeping. That means Ohayo's going to have to keep a head on the swivel. But now the blood is in the water. Kodiak wants to try to get a second one real fast. And if they do so, this might break Jellyfish's back if they even have a spine in this one. And the ball's going to be in their half. Snipes puts it down. Free ball for Sticks. Sticks looking for a double, looking for a ground double. Europe, or no, it's Keso that's committing. And now this is what we were talking. They get a 1-0 lead, and they're starting to do awkward things. K-Vox, and what are they doing here?
It's a little hard to tell through traffic. Sticks tries to dribble it towards goal, gets demoed for the trouble. Snipes gets it by one defender, sets it up for Keso, who plays it high, misses a double tap. Both Sticks and Europe are trying to circle in. That almost went in, but it was a little too wide. No defenders, still misses the open net. We've all been there, especially down in these tiers. Sticks can't chase it down. Europe does, clears it along the wall. Sticks goes up for it. That was meant infield for him. He can't turn that into anything significant. Snipes has a wide open lane. Does he take it? He does, but he's wide off the crossbar.
Off the crossbar, and that's the one Snipes was looking for, but the goal just does not want to cooperate. I think if that bounces straight out like he believes it was on that corner, that's a goal. But Snipes going again, aerial play, and now it seems like the Jellyfish are going to put it in Snipes' hands and just let him break the defense here. Spaceball is going straight forward. Everybody's on one side. It's going to be a shot. Ball's knocked all the way back down. Looks like it's going to be a free ball for Keso, but it's knocked away. And so far, it seems like the team is trying to have Snipes put it on his back. I don't think that's going to be the approach they want here.
I'm not so sure about that. That goes centered. That is dangerous goal territory. Snipes manages to parry it aside, plays it off the wall, sends that to Spaceballs, who gets a weak touch on it. Centered again, Sticks circling, shadowing, gets it over a defender. Snipes chases it down. He tries to go up for it. No boost to do that. That's going wide again. He's in the same place as Spaceballs there. Ohayo goes for it. Snipes goes for it. That goes off a defender. Straight in. Equalizes. And what we're seeing here, too, is Jellyfish seem very good at using defenders' cars against them. You saw, I believe that was Sticks, but it was hard to tell at this camera angle, go up for it, and it hits him and deflects towards goal.
That one is a little bit awkward. Sticks got a little bit touch on it. We've all been there. We changed the color, but we don't change the trajectory. But at this point in time, Jellyfish just got to go back into what they were doing, being a little bit aggressive, third man being a little bit more cautious. But now they're just going to hold on to the ball, and this is actually a very smart play here. Try to get across just a little bit too far, but that was actually smart. I believe that was Europe that avoided going for that ball and just letting Sticks go around the sidewall here. But now, again, awkward position. Got to hold it, got to catch it, flicks over one. Spaceball bails out. That's going to be a shot from Snipes. Ball knocked away here. They got to hold on to it. Every hit goes back to an orange half. Europe is on 0, and that is not good for him. Ball back in the corner. Both players are in the corner. Keso gets it free. And now they got to open up the rotations. They're seeing right now Sticks and Keso are following each other the entire time. That's going to be a putback, and that's going to be dangerous here. You're going to see that on a replay. They were following each other the entire time.
They were far too close to each other, and that is a big issue that Kodiak have been facing through the series. Players bunching up to a point where they can't effectively support each other because every move they make is going to get in each other's way in some way or even create team bumps. You didn't see a team bump there, but I do feel like that close proximity is what created the conditions for that shot to go in, because nobody could really create enough momentum to come up and challenge the ball. Keso tries to take it to the air. He's carrying it slowly. He's looking for Yerp here, but he goes too wide to send it down for a shooting opportunity. Stuck following it on the ground, sends it up for Sticks. Sticks clears it, sends it to Yerp. Yerp misses it. They need to send this man back to the training packs, my friend.
Send him back to the training case. So almost slipping one in. That's going to be a ball up for Sticks. Sticks got to try to beat him. Snipes is just too fast. And making sure that he's the last one back on defense. That way, if that ball's anywhere near the air, he's first. Snipes almost just pickpockets Keso. No boost. Sticks is going to put it up. They got a good play going here. Looking for a demo out of the back. No. Ball knocked across. This could be dangerous. Snipes. Ooh. Tricky flicks it off his own backboard. Europe puts it up. 25 seconds left. They need to get one now just to assure overtime that they can stay on top of them. But Jellyfish, Snipes won't let them have it for free, killing 10 more seconds off the clock.
And we are draining down. 10 seconds left to get the equalizer. It Sticks! Sticks sends this into overtime territory. This could be a kickoff goal away, but he sends this hammering in. And what you actually see there is, I believe Ohio was the defender there, had already made one defensive play and not able to convert his car around for another one. 7 seconds left. We're probably seeing another overtime, and we know how Kodiak has been doing in overtime. Keso spikes it down. The go-ahead score is not shot. The goal is not there. Keso reaches up, spikes it down. Overtime. We're going to either Game 7 or the championship here.
Very careful here. Sticks is out, tries to get a flip reset, goes for it, stalls himself, shot. No, they went early. Here comes Snipes going for a flick, backed off by Europe. And here comes Kodiak trying to put some pressure early. Spaceball going up, double commit balls to the side harmlessly though. They're not going to be punished, not for now anyways. Here comes Europe, has to be careful here, knocks it soft and high. Here comes a shot, nope. Big high ball from Snipes. Shot coming down. No. Spaceball jumping for 0 boost. That is a very risky thing because now you're kind of out of the play, but Sticks doesn't have any boost. Blocked away. Now they're going to feel the pressure here. 40 seconds in. Both teams have good looks, but Snipes is looking to end the game here. And it looks like there's going to be a demo. It's going to be a flick to the side by the Spaceballs. Both teams getting good looks and both teams denying it.
Oh, but is it denied enough? That's a long, hard pitch. Ohayo-gosaimas wide. Second touch, not able to get it in. Snipes chases it down. He sends it long infield. Nobody's in a position to receive the pass. Chases it up, gets his own pass along the wall. Can't get it by Keso. Lands in a position to challenge for it. Spaceballs knocks it upward. Sticks goes for it. Any of his teammates there? No. Spaceballs chases it down. Shadows it. It's cleared over him. Is it cleared over Snipes? Doesn't need to be. Wide again. And this is going higher and higher. The pressure is ramping up. Ohayo-gosaimas goes over Sticks, goes over him. Snipes gets it off the ball. Keso goes for it now, doesn't get it. Snipes tries to position it for the go-ahead goal, but the attacker is demoed. Ohio, no space balls. Jellyfish win.
What a demo play, but that's going to be a defensive error on the backside, but that was forced by the Jellyfish on a fast counterattack and just being ready for any and everything. And you look at it and it didn't happen, but if they would have lost that one, Gosaimas would have been thinking what could have been. But they played a solid game just to bounce back every single time. Every game close, but game number 5, K-Vox, listen, we've been entertained by this contender matchup.
Absolutely. I really could not have picked a winner on this one before I go in. And that's the thing I love about Rocket League. You never know what is going to happen until you actually see it. It's so fast. It's so mentally demanding, surprisingly physically demanding. And I'm a little speechless about that one. That was incredibly well played, especially for this tier. And Jellyfish have to be very happy right now.
Have to be very happy. And listen, the Kodiak Bears have to hold their head up because, listen, they played 7 games and they came straight in here and played like 4 more overtimes. That is a different type of mental, fortitude that you cannot ever take away from them. But I mean, going for me, I gotta go with Snipes being MVP. I'm just gonna be honest. I think we were just watching that series and you kept hearing his name. So for me, it's got to be Snipes on me.
Took me a moment to think about that one. It's really hard to pick. I do think I'm inclined to say Snipes, even though he really did put the team in a dangerous position in that one overtime. We saw him recover very quickly, and this really was a lot closer than it looks on paper with the 4-2.
Oh, and most like people will have to come back and actually watch this. Like we would have to tell them to watch this. The 4-2 does not do it justice. But just it's just one of those that I actually wanted to see a game seven. I'm not too fond of some game sevens, but this was the one where if we had to go to distance, this is a game that we talk about for a couple seasons to come.
Yeah, and let's find out if we're getting anybody in the interview booth for a really going over what just happened there, because that was an incredible series. I am not entirely sure. It doesn't seem like anyone's lining up.
Yep, we
And
have
if
somebody.
they don't, we'll see what's going on. We'll see what happens there. I'm a little speechless after that. Honestly, maybe it's because I've had such a long night of good Rocket League and such a long week of good Rocket League. But we'll find out. I'm trying to see who's in the
Ohio.
waiting room right now. We have Ohio coming in, and here we go. At any moment, hello, Ohio. Ohayo-gosaimas to you two. Congratulations on a great series.
Thank you guys so much.
But yeah, going into listen, that game six, honestly, I could tell all the nerves from both sides were out of there.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
just going in, like when y'all went into that overtime, what were you guys just talking about? That was like your fifth or fourth overtime in that series. We're like, what was the comms like?
Honestly, I think at the start of the match, we were more focused on trying to get a kickoff goal. Yeah. Obviously we couldn't get it, but that last goal, oh my, I was so scared because obviously I had that open net. I don't know if you guys saw that. And for space to put that in the net, I was so happy. I was so happy.
How are you feeling coming into this final so far ahead of Kodiak Bears? Because before the match started, the two of us, Carnage and I, were talking about that dynamic. Whether it's better to be in a position where you can rest and refresh and relax long ahead of final starting, or whether it's better to go straight in while you're still hot.
Um, So we were actually like just in a private match 2v2ing with our fourth Marina. So we were trying to like stay warm, obviously, but we were like keeping up like with our mistakes and what had happened through our semis match. And we were just trying to like improve at that. And obviously this game showed a lot of that, I think.
Yeah, like so. Like I said, now we're at the end of the season. You guys won it all. What got you guys through to Gauntlet? Because looking at it on paper, looking at it in the standings, Contender is probably one of the most like what is it, dog eat dog tiers of this season. So like, how did you guys get through this season?
So we did start off the season. We started off solid, I think. Our changes, I think, definitely helped. Um, Obviously, this is, I think, all of our first season. Everybody on Jellyfish roster, it's everybody's first season. And I got made a captain like midway through the season, so it was a little hard adjusting, but yeah, I'm glad I was able to get the position and get the job done with my teammates.
Yeah, I don't want to keep you too long. It's late for me. I know it's late for a lot of people on the East Coast. Is there anything you want to say to out there to the people, to friends, family, to Dale? Dale just hit it in the chat and K-Flip as well.
I love Dale. He's our best GM. I love him. I just want to say thank you guys for showing out, and I really appreciate the support. And I love my team. Yeah, thank you guys for everything.
Wonderful words and a heck of a way to close the season. We've got more finals through the week, everybody, but that's all we've got for tonight. Thank you very much to everyone who tuned in. Thank you to the players, and congratulations to our contender winners in Jellyfish. I'm K-Vox, this is CarnageWolfBite, and we'll see you for more Rocket League on the other side, especially Imperators and Andromeda on Wednesday.